Hey Friendswood High School, my name is Sam and today I'm going to be teaching you how to style your hair for your 2018 fall marching show. We're going to be doing two different edgy hairstyles. One's going to be fully up and the other one's going to be a ponytail, so you'll either be assigned or get to choose which hairstyle you do. So to start out, we're going to be parting our hair so we can do two braids that go along the sides, and we're going to have sort of like a faux hawk going down the middle. So I'm going to part my hair. And so we want a pretty big section up off the top. So I'm just working this side so I can compare it, but I think about right above the temple. So about right here is where you want to make your part. And we want to have a nice clean part because we're actually going to be able to see this. So now that I have that sectioned off, I'm going to take all of my hair to one side to get it out of the way so we can focus on these two braids. Also, one more thing with that part, I took it and then rounded it down to the nape of my neck just so we have a nice clean line that goes all the way through, and this is all of the hair that I have to work with right now. Now from there, I'm just going to take this side and split it into two sections for the braids. And most of us, our hair thins out a little bit towards the ear, so you want to make it a little bit uneven so we have a good amount of hair to work with on both pieces. Alright, so I zoomed you guys in a little bit so you can see what we're working with, but I'm just going to take the top section and pull it over to the side. I'm going to just twist it into this ponytail to get it out of the way for just a moment. So we're going to be doing a Dutch braid with this, and basically it's just inside out of a regular braid. Most of the hair is going to be on the outside, and this is going to make it easier for you to make the braid a lot tighter to your head. So I'm going to start out by taking a really small section from the front of this piece, and you want to make sure that you're really practicing your Dutch braids because this has to be really tight. So now I'm going to split this section of hair into three. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this very outer piece and pull it underneath the middle piece. You're going to take the top piece, pull it underneath the middle piece, and then once again take the bottom piece or the very outer piece and pull under the middle. And now we have our three pieces braided 3 times, and now we can start adding in. So I'm going to take the top piece and a very small section from here, tuck it under, and make sure you're not picking up any hair from that top piece. So we just took the first section, added it in the middle. Now we're taking the bottom or the very outer section, adding a little piece in with that, take it underneath the middle piece, still keep pulling this braid really tight. Now we're taking the top piece, adding a section into that, pulling it underneath and in the middle. Bottom piece, add a section in, pull it underneath the middle, and continue that until you have no more hair left to work with. Once you have that full piece braided, then you're going to take a small elastic that's close to your hair color. I'm just using a black one. And you're going to tie it as tight as you can to your neck. Also, you might have some little baby hairs pop out. That definitely happened to me. So just make sure you're aware of that, and you can bobby pin them in or tuck them into the braid. Alright, so now we have the two braids on the side completed. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, make it symmetrical, and we'll come back and we'll do the faux hawk together. Alright, so I'm back. I have 4 braids, 2 on each side now, and now we're going to be doing the faux hawk down the middle. And so I've let all my hair loose, and what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this hair and we're going to split it into 4 sections. I'm not going to split it into 4 beforehand. We're just going to take the sections as we go, and I'm going to try and make this as even as possible, but this first section needs to be a little bit bigger because we're going to try and give it a little poof in the front. So starting with this very front piece, I'm just going to comb through it because working with all this hair is going to start to get a little bit messy. So we have this chunk of hair sectioned out. I'm going to take my little hair elastic, trying to make sure you don't get your little baby hairs stuck at the bottom of this. You're going to tie it as close to the base of your head as you can. And then on the very last one, you're just gonna only pull half of the hair through like so. So once you have this little baby piece pulled out, I'm just gonna take the sides and try and pin them down just to make this little poof look a little bit more full. And you can hide the bobby pins within your hair. Just push it inwards towards the base of the ponytail. Same thing on the other side. Next, I'm gonna take this piece of hair, pull it over the top. Once again, bobby pin that back. And when I pin this piece back, I'm going to do 2 bobby pins to hold it into place. And then if you have enough hair, like me, you're going to take the remaining pieces and just wrap it around the bottom and then bobby pin the tail end. So now we have our first little bun done. I think that the more full you can get them, the better it's gonna look as they go down your head. And it's not gonna make you look so flat-headed. Wow, I have a lot of little baby hairs. Can do this, just try and pull some of these pieces forward just a little bit, as long as it's not gonna mess up your buns, just to give you a little bit more fullness in the front. Now we're gonna repeat this for the next section of hair. Lastly, to finish out this hairstyle, I'm just going to spray some hairspray along the braids and just get up any baby hairs off my neck and my face, and then we'll be done. If you have hair as long as mine or longer, the ponytail might be a better option for you because it does get a little tricky with the extra hair wrapping it around. So if you have a medium length to short length hair, this is a perfect hairstyle for you. And I definitely like a lot more volume in these pieces, so definitely try and make it as big as you can. That's one thing about having longer hair with this one. You can get a lot of volume really easily. If you have really thin hair, you might need to tease it, just the pieces before you start wrapping them around. That could make it look a lot more full. But if you just have these little knobs on your head, it's gonna make you look a little funky. So definitely try and go for something with more volume like this. And let's move on to hairstyle number 2. The second hairstyle is going to be ponytail, but this one is going to be really great if you have super long hair, because the other one is going to be a little bit harder for you. So this one, we're going to do 5 really tight braids across the front of our head, and then we're going to just tie it up into a really sassy ponytail. So I'm just going to part a small section at the top of my head. I'm going to do a quick switcheroo here. So I'm just going to take this first section that we sectioned off, just like a tiny little elastic, and then I'm going to pull everything else back so it is out of the way. Alright, now we're going to be doing a Dutch braid. So you want to make sure your hair is nice and combed out so nothing gets tangled. We're going to take this very front section of our hair and we're going to split it into thirds. We're going to take this side, pull it underneath the middle, take this side, pull it underneath the middle as well, and then lastly take the side we started on, pull it underneath the middle, and now you've done your braid 3 times. We're going to be taking this side, we're going to add on a piece to that piece, grab it, pull it underneath the middle, pull it really tight so we can have a nice tight braid. Same thing on the opposite side, add a piece in and pull it underneath the middle, and you're just going to keep repeating these steps until you run out of hair to work with. Once you get to the end of the braid, then you're just going to tie it off. You want to make sure you get as close to the base of your head as you can when you tie this off, so it keeps the braid super tight. Next, we're going to work on the 4 braids we have on the sides. So it's going to be like the first hair tutorial. You're just going to section off your hair into 2 parts. I'm going to do the same Dutch braid here and here, and I'll come back whenever I have everything fully braided. Okay, so now we have all of the braids done. Once we get the ponytail up, we'll do some touch-ups. So now for the most basic part, I hope every single one of you has put your hair in a ponytail before. And you might need to double reinforce this ponytail because I know you guys are going to be doing some hair whips and, you know, throwing that ponytail around. So make sure that it's nice and secure so you don't have to worry about your ponytail being limp or falling down or anything like that. And I also like to take a comb through the bottom so it's nice and smooth. And then one thing that I like to do to make my ponytail just look a little bit more poppin' is to pull these front pieces of the ponytail up, make it really tight, and then that's after you do that, that's when you would add in the second ponytail to really reinforce it. But this kind of just gives it a little bit of sass. And also, if you have a little bit more flat hair, you can definitely tease it up by the roots. So all that you would have to do is pick up the front of the ponytail, add a little bit of hairspray in this area of the ponytail, take your comb and just push that hair down. And it's really gonna give you some volume. Next, I'm gonna take my hairspray and we're just gonna push down some of those flyaways. You can definitely take this over the tops of the braids to smooth them out a little bit and also get those baby hairs off the nape of your neck. And I don't care about the ponytail being smooth. I think that if it has, you know, a little bit of volume to it and it has some shape and it's big, that is even better. So that's gonna be the end of the tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. You can leave it in the comment section down below, or I will leave my email in the description box and you can send me a quick email that way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the makeup tutorial video.